welcome to another video from Prempods. Today we shall be looking at Gameweek 11 and doing some score predictions for you. Hopefully what we'll do is if we can actually start to do one video a week or two videos a week, one of the last game day and then one looking forward to the next game day, we'll try and do a tally and see who's more right in terms of results and scores. So yeah. We'll go through all of them in order from the game first till last. I'll go first, you can go second. If you want to speak on any topics that you think might occur, if there's going to be a red card or a pen, it'll be interesting to understand that, I think. Is there any match day from Game Week 11 that you're kind of looking at that will be a bit tasty, should I say?
Well, obviously Liverpool, Man City, innit? I think
it's going to be tasty, or you think it's going to be a bowl over? What do you think?
I don't know. Well, it's the biggest. I would say it's the biggest game of the game week coming up. To be honest with you, it's the biggest fixture. It's the fixture I would say most people would be looking forward to, apart from obviously their own club's fixture.
Probably, yeah.
But it is the late kickoff, I believe, on Sunday, 4:30.
Again.
So it's going to be a massive game for us. It's going to be a big game for City as well. Again, if they come to Anfield and just, like you say, bowl us over, Haaland scores 2 or 3, that just kind of like certifies the dominance that they're going through, and obviously that they had been going through, but shows that they're still on another level, really, to everyone else. It's still, in my opinion, even though they probably would still be, I think even if they win, I think you'll beat Leeds on the weekend, so they'll still likely to be second behind you, but yeah.
Yeah, we've got to find a time where can we stay ahead if they're going to drop points.
Yeah.
Like, can we not drop them at the same time? Which is what we've done. We haven't drawn and they've drawn. But my big worry is Haaland not going to the World Cup and everyone else going. So it's going to be a bit of a worry for me, that one, definitely.
Going to be eating cows' hearts and
liver,
and everything.
I heard about this, yeah.
It's going to be devouring cows over the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. But let's look at the scores. We'll do some predictions, and then we'll come back next week and try and see who's got the better of it. We'll start Brentford-Brighton, Friday fixture.
Brentford-Brighton, yeah.
Evening kickoff. I'm going 3-1 Brentford.
You go 3-1 Brentford.
At home, Ivan Toney, I think he needs a couple of goals.
From the defeat to Newcastle.
Losing to Newcastle away.
Yeah.
They need to grab 3 points as quickly as possible.
I've gone with a draw. I've gone with 2-2.
2-2?
I think it'll be a good game, good quality, and fairly high scoring. So yeah, that's 2-2 is my prediction for that.
Fair play, yeah. I don't have anything against that. It's the exact same goals I've gone for in terms of 4.
Yeah, true.
4 total goals in the game, which is decent. I've gone similar to you in the Leicester Palace game. Yeah. I've gone 2-2 in that one.
Leicester had 2-1.
2-1 to
Leicester. Sorry. So I think Leicester will, again, home form. Palace at the moment they look a better team, but yeah, I think if Leicester start to sort out just their home form, focus on that, get wins, they can start to rebuild on everything else. But yeah, for me, they'll turn it around, leave the Bournemouth performance behind them, and get a win.
Looking at Wolves, Wolves Forest. I've gone 1-1 in that fixture. Low scoring. Again, I think for Forest, I see if Morgan Gibbs-White starts to actually put a final touch to to the final runs that he does, then fair enough, they might start to grab goals. But I think Wolves defensively are like, they're dodgy,
shaky,
but I think at home they'll do enough to keep the score down, basically. So I'm going 1-1.
I've gone with the end of your prediction there. I've gone with 2-0 Wolves.
2-0 Wolves.
I don't think Forest will score. I think Wolves will keep it tight enough and nick a couple of goals themselves. Probably a penalty in there.
Not bad. Fulham Bournemouth, how have you gone?
Fulham Bournemouth, 3-1 Fulham.
Oh, I've gone 3-0 Fulham.
Former Championship rivals. I just think Fulham seems like they've got a lot more in the tank than Bournemouth, and more in product at the minute as well. So again, that could be a good game. It could go either way because of previous performances in the Championship and if Mitrovic isn't playing and other factors like that. But yeah, I think again I'll put my not my physical money, my hypothetical money on Fulham to turn it around.
Yeah, I think Fulham will do over Bournemouth as well. I don't think Bournemouth are I don't think Bournemouth are going to beat Fulham like they did to Leicester. Definitely not when they're away as well. It's hard to pick up points away.
It's true.
Especially if Mitrovic comes back in as well. It's going to be quite a long game for them, I think.
They want to get back to winning ways at home after the West Ham game, so
very true.
I would be confident in Fulham.
Definitely. I've actually gone with the underdog here.
Oh.
I've gone for Everton 2-1 against Spurs. Only reason being is because I feel like Everton more and more every week are starting to get accustomed with how they want to play. And honestly, I think Spurs struggle with teams that have a system. If teams are good at kind of getting back in after they've been attacked against, or teams are good at kind of attacking in a quick motion, Spurs can't deal with it. And I think Everton will be too strong for them, in my opinion. I think they'll catch them on the break twice, and Spurs will probably grab one because Harry Kane will probably get a pen at the lane. And I think it's going to be 2-1 Everton.
I've gone opposite to you, but I've gone 3-1. 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs.
Yeah, I think this will be one of the games where Spurs score a decent enough amount of goals and kind of put a good performance on a good result type thing, not just nicking games.
So you reckon Harry Kane is going to score 2-3, or is he just going to get on the score sheet and help?
Son, maybe even Richarlison against his old team if he plays.
That's true. I think Richarlison's going to bottle it and get sent off. Honestly,
there's always a likeliness of that.
That could happen.
Enough
as well.
of a chance, that's for sure.
Definitely. And then moving on to Southampton West Ham. What have you gone for here?
I actually went for 2-2.
Ooh, another 2-2.
Another 2-2 draw. Yeah, it could. These draws could be 1-1 or 0-0 or something like that. But I'm saying 2-2.
You still get 1 point for result,
yeah,
but you get 3 points if you get the whole thing correct.
Okay.
Score and the team as well.
So, but yeah, 2-2. I think. Again, it's difficult to play away. Southampton, I think, have lost their last 4 games in the Prem. They're going to need to start doing something at some point. West Ham are a good team. They're starting to turn it around, so it would be. I think they'll be happy enough with a draw against West Ham at this point in the current form that they're in.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I've gone for the underdog in this one. I could be choosing a tactic here that gets me.
You didn't say yours.
What, for Saints West Ham?
Yeah.
Oh, I've gone 2-1 West Ham.
Okay.
2-1 West Ham, just based off the fact that we have touched on the fact that it is quite hard to go away, but I feel like West Ham, they kind of have the strikers that have the confidence in themselves to do it. Like Bowen drives through people. If Antonio is playing, Samaka's now off the just kind of onto the running now. So yeah, I think it'll be okay for West Ham. Could go 2-2, but 2-1's quite a similar result as well.
Yeah.
And the next game, as I was saying, Man United Newcastle. I've gone 2-1 Newcastle.
I think that'll be a good game as well.
That fixture historically is always kind of 50-50. Whoever wants it more wins the game. And I feel like Newcastle's going to do it.
It's a good fixture. Newcastle in good form, strong side at the minute. I think they'll continue just to get stronger and stronger. But I have gone for 3-2 Man United.
3-2 United.
I've gone for a fairly high scoring game.
Yeah.
I think Newcastle will get more than 2 chances, but I think they will score 2 goals, and I think it will be the same will be said about Man United. They will have quite a few chances, but I think they'll score more than Newcastle, in this case 3-2. At Old Trafford, they've been performing well. I can't really see Newcastle winning that game, to be honest. The max they can probably hope for, in my opinion, is a draw, which wouldn't be a bad result at all.
No, it won't be. Well, hopefully they turn them over. I'd love to see them beat them.
I would love it, but...
I'd love it, definitely. Yeah. And then we go over, Ellen Road, Leeds Arsenal.
Ellen Road.
I have gone convincing result here, 3-1 Arsenal. We still concede because we have Gabriel and Ben White, so we're still going to leak a goal somewhere. Ben White's not going to tackle, and one geezer's going to run all the way, Rodrigo's going to run all the way into the box and just shoot. And that'll be a goal. So yeah, we're still kind of struggling in terms of. I think we can be a lot less leaky.
Yeah.
Like I think if we were kind of trying to be a more convincing Arsenal, we would have just beat you 3-0 or 3-1. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like letting 2 goals in when you've not played that well for me is a bit questionable.
But we're still a quality team and can produce moments of quality.
Yeah.
Which sometimes throughout the last few years has got us over the line.
Yeah.
Just being strong at the back, like for example, if we weren't as leaky, we would have won 2-0 or 2-1.
That's
You know
what I'm saying.
So,
That's what I'm saying with the gap between Saliba and Gabriel. If Gabriel was bridging that gap a bit more, does that first goal happen? Does the second goal happen?
I think Leeds have got some good young players. They play at high intensity.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they approach the game against you. I do think if they just play it like every other game, they're going to get run off the park.
Yeah. They did well against Chelsea.
Not run off the park. They're going to do the running. You're going to get passed off the park. Sorry. But I said 4-1.
4-1. Which kind of got similar.
Yeah. That's. I still don't quite think you've actually hit your goal scoring form.
No, I don't think either.
Do you know what I mean? I still think there's you've had a few games where you've had many chances to score and chances to actually shoot where you probably should have done, or you played the extra pass, whatever. But I still don't think you're in your full goal scoring.
No, I don't think we've hit it either. Yet. I think we're just working out how we play now, and it's kind of got into a system whereby even if we haven't fully worked out or fully scored loads of goals, we've still got over the line and won the game.
Which is enough, yeah.
And we've had Saliba score. You've had different people scoring. It's not just got a goal. Exactly. It's not just Gabriel Jesus.
That's what's important. Well, if you can start Party against Spurs.
That's great.
Stuff like that breaks up a big game like that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? The first goal like that outside the area, especially when Spurs was a lot of the time
pushing
their own half.
Yeah.
Like it's when teams are sat in their box and you can't play them defence splitting passes.
Just shoot.
You have to have a pop sometimes, and you need the players that have the ability to do so.
Yeah, Party, that was a great goal.
Yeah.
Great goal. And then we move on to Villa Chelsea. What have you gone for in this one?
I've gone with Villa Chelsea. Where am I? Sorry. 2-1 Chelsea away from home. I could have went 2-0 even Chelsea because it's hard to even see where Villa scoring goals from at the minute, to be honest with you. And I think Chelsea will back up a good 3-0 home win and go and win away.
I've done the reverse. I've gone 2-1 Villa. Only again because I feel like the Premier League is such a weird league, and anything can happen on the weekend. And when I'm looking at the other fixtures, I'm thinking, where's the outlier, innit? Where's the anomaly? Where's that happening? I don't think it's happening in Liverpool City. I would have said maybe last season, even if they would have had Haaland last season, you could have pushed them for the game. But this is looking.
No, I think if they didn't have Haaland, I think it would be a closer game. Because it's almost like...
No, I'm saying even if they did have Haaland last season, you still would have pushed them to the line.
Nah, do you know what? I think they would have definitely bettered us, because in these games, it's been situations where it is very tight. And it has been the team that takes the few chances that they get win the game. And Haaland does seem to take a high amount of the chances that he gets. His conversion rate is pretty good. So I think just him alone could potentially be the difference.
Yeah,
him getting 2 goals in a tight game where it's very few chances, very few space to work in. I think he could be the difference.
Yeah, you could be right, to be fair. But yeah, you've gone 2-1 Chelsea, I've gone 2-1 Villa.
Yeah.
And then on to the last game of the weekend, Liverpool we were just talking about, Liverpool City. What have you gone for, my friend?
I went for 2-2.
2-2.
Historically, at Anfield, despite the form that we're in, at Anfield, I think I went through and looked, and I think in the Premier League at Anfield, City have only beaten us like once in 20 fixtures or something.
That's a good stat.
There is a few good amount of draws in that as well, especially in recent years. So I think it's either going to be a tight game that is a draw, or City are going to win like, I don't know, 3-0, 4-1.
Yeah,
it could be anything. They've beaten us by good amounts before, and so have we. But I don't think we're not in that form to be able to say we can beat them 4-1 or something. At the minute.
I hope it is 2-2, because then that'll be another draw for us, and they'll drop more points. But I honestly can't. Like, the thing is with City is you'd think that we're going to a harder fixture. We might try and it might get harder for us, but they just seem to find another gear and just roll teams over.
But I think definitely in the Prem, they seem to be able to play their way.
Yeah, Champions League.
Or even sometimes they do adjust to certain games. Like I've seen them adjust against us quite a few games. It's always a bit of a weird back and forth that Klopp and Pep seem to have. But yeah, in the Prem, they're a different beast. Champions League, Pep sometimes tries to be a bit too clever. But he normally gets the better.
3-0 the other night, yesterday night or night before.
Yeah, they
poor
should
result, really.
Missed a pen, and then Gomez gets sent off.
It's poor result, really.
They could have lost that, really. 10 men You know, that's probably Copenhagen's only ever chance to beat City. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah,
they got a
so
draw.
true.
They're not too fussed about that, I imagine. I'm sure City was still on top even with 10 men, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very true. They struggle in Champions League, but they just bowl this Premier League over for fun.
They don't need to adjust how they play normally in the Premier League. They
No.
just play their way, and they know eventually we're going to break these teams down.
Yeah, definitely.
And with Haaland, you're just like, if we're like 60 minutes into the game and it's 0-0 or something like that, you're just thinking, right, he hasn't even scored yet, so when you're kind of waiting for the inevitable just for Haaland to score. It's like,
Foden and Mahrez
and the other quality players that
De
they
Bruyne
have.
and
You could almost
Gundogan.
add one onto City for nearly every game.
Yeah.
You could argue.
Yeah, you could. It's going to be a fun weekend though.
Yeah, some good fixtures in there. But other than Liverpool City, what do you think is your favourite fixture? Apart from Arsenal and Leeds as well, I think that would be quite an interesting game. But
My favourite fixture, or like what
What are you
one's going
most
to have the
looking
most
forward
goals or something?
what would you watch? What's the first one you pick out of there and watch?
Man United Newcastle.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of those fixtures that normally always goes off.
Mm.
But I'm thinking score-wise, I'm thinking Brentford Brighton. I don't know why it's going to be. We've both gone 4 goals
Yeah,
each. I think it's going to be a lot of goals in that.
Friday night football,
Yeah, Friday night football.
under the lights, Brentford. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brighton are good. They're both good teams.
I think game to get most cards is probably going to be Southampton West Ham. Probably.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe
Yeah.
Man United Newcastle, isn't it?
I could argue Bournemouth Fulham because of their championship things and stuff that they used to do against each other in the championship with little fouls here and there. You get punished for a lot more in the Premier League, and you get yellows a lot easier.
So yeah, basically what we do is 3 points if you get the correct score and the team, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then you get 1 point if you get the result right. So if you said
What if you
3-3,
get correct score, just not the right team?
nothing.
Nothing.
We keep it simple, innit?
Yeah, cool.
So if you get 2-2, if you say 2-2 like you have with West Ham, and you said it could be 1-1.
Yeah.
If it's 1-1, you still get a point.
Yeah.
Do you
Cool. Yeah.
So.
How many points do you think you're getting?
Oh, that's actually good. Predicted points. Let's do. I think so. We've got a possibility of getting 30 points is the maximum.
Yeah, cool.
We've got 10 fixtures.
If we got 10 scores right on our podcast and did not bet it,
Yeah,
correct scores,
I hope someone's listening.
I will be
someone watches
raging.
that max it,
Literally, 10 games correct score is nuts. We'll be a millionaire.
Well, predicted. What's your predicted, and I'll do my predicted. So, what do you reckon you're gonna get?
Prem's such a weird league.
Yeah.
Any of these games could go either way, like in any given day, to be honest. But I would say the Arsenal one is a win. Maybe not correct score, so I'll give myself like a point for that. I think Fulham will win. I'll give myself a point for that. Again, correct score is really hard to pick.
Just give a rough estimate, innit?
In 10 games.
Well, just say if you got 10 fixtures and you're
I'll
only
be
looking
happy
at
with
a
like
point.
I would be happy with like 6. Getting 6
yeah?
results.
So you're saying
6 points.
6 predicted
It's my
points.
predicted points, yeah.
Fair play. For me, I'm gonna say I'm pretty much gonna do all right in this game week. You know, I'm going 11 or 12. I think I'm gonna get quite a lot right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 12 predicted
If
points.
you obviously have to get a few.
I have to get a few
scores.
correct scores for that. Yeah, I have to definitely get a few correct scores for that. But yeah, no, 12 predicted points for me.
You're
6
gonna
for
double
you.
me, yeah.
Why not? Come on.
You've
got to be there to win it,
You're gonna double me, alright, cool.
You got to beat it to win it, and then next
See.
week it might swap round, doesn't it?
We'll tally it up, we'll work it out.
We'll be fine. We'll try to work out over the whole season. I think we wanted to do this at the start, but we just got busy, so we couldn't always do it every week, innit? So we'll try our best to try and get all the videos out, basically.
Yes.
But thank you again for watching. Anything you want to say?
No, it's been a pleasure as always.
As usual.
Hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll be back again soon.
Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure hosting you. Have a great rest of your day and see you all again soon.